welcome to another exciting edition of Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Shaking over there. What are you, cold?
Yes, it is cold.
It is kind of cold in here. Had to kick the heater off. Makes a lot of noise. Sound like we're working a foundry.
Throw some more wood on the flame.
There you go. Nice. Nice play with that. Checking here to see what we're doing here, and we're going to talk about deals. So, you have been complaining a little bit lately that you've got a few too many deals to handle.
Absolutely. Too many big deals.
Yep. And you've been filtering parts of it off to me.
Yes, thank God.
And yeah, and I am overwhelmed as well. Kind of amazing. How are people finding you for these deals?
Lately it's been like a word of mouth thing. I know someone that knows someone, or just someone dealt with me in the past, or my website, pretty much.
Website, yeah. Yep. And you're getting some pretty good deals from all around the country, I guess.
Yeah, some big hauls in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, all the way out from Utah, and we got some future ones next week in North Carolina and Brooklyn. So yeah, we're gonna
becoming a national dealer now.
Capture the globe someday.
International.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll fly off somewhere for you. Maybe Paris. Maybe you can put me up in Paris so I can look at a collection of Paris magazines.
Yeah, we can do
They're
this,
French magazines.
We can do this via Zoom.
That's what they used to call them, French magazines. So we're going to talk about deals, but it's going to be a little bit of a change here that you don't know about.
Here we go.
Did you get some emails yesterday from Amazon?
Believe so.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Apparently, Amazon is gating more categories.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. A fair number of publishers are being gated, which is fine because I don't deal in newer books very often. I mean, I may come across a new book here or there, be buying from somebody, and they just say, oh, give me $20 for the box. It's got some good things in there. You buy the whole box, and it got some newer books in there. But there's one big name on that list.
I think you should tell us.
I know and you know, but maybe the people out there don't know.
Refresh my memory.
Archie Comics.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You need to get ungated to sell Archie Comics as of, I think it was November 28th, something other like that. So I went in and I followed the directions on what I need to do. And you need to show an invoice from a distributor or from Archie Comics, which I cannot do. And you also need a letter from Archie Comics that says you are authorized to sell it.
Nice.
Yeah. So basically, Archie Comics are going the way of CDs, where it's going to be very, very difficult to sell those on Amazon. There's one big problem that I see in this. Do you see the same problem? Well, you don't see the problem.
I never see the problem.
Well, no, you knew what you were doing.
Why? What did I do?
What are a couple of big deals that I've bought off you recently?
Comics?
And what about, I'd say 15% of that deal consists of what?
Archie's?
Hey, you're getting good at this game.
It's a little early, but I'm catching on.
So guess what I've got box after box of sitting in my living room currently?
Comics with a lot of Archies in there.
What can I do with them? Not sell them on.
Wood. There's wood back
There you go. Yeah, that's true. We warm ourselves up here. And that's always a danger of getting into various deals. Amazon was nice enough to give us about a week and a half notice on this. So other people have had the same problem with managed payments, where Auction Professor talks about somebody he knows that went in and purchased a lot of coins right before going into managed payments, where he can no longer sell coins. I've got a bunch of Archie Comics. Do you remember another deal that you knew what you were doing on about 4 years ago?
Refresh my memory.
I bought a bunch of CDs from you.
Oh, yeah. Good deal. Good deal.
Finally got all of those home.
By the way, I hate CDs, but go ahead. Unless they're sealed.
These were not sealed. In fact, the gentleman was nice enough to go through all of them and take the time to cover up the barcode on every single one of them, so I couldn't even use the scanner on
I certainly don't remember that.
I probably bought 2,500 CDs from you, 3,000 CDs from you, something rather like that. And I made my money out of it, but I've got lots and lots of them left. And then all of a sudden, Amazon pulled the rug out from under me and said that I couldn't sell most CDs any longer. That's one of the problems and one of the reasons why you've got your own website. And as much as I'd hate to invest the money into my own website, I'm thinking at some point I just have to bite the bullet and do it. because at that point, really your only dangers are if for some reason you upset PayPal or the credit card company. As long as you can still take payments, you're fine. Because it's not like the internet can tell me I can't sell Archie comics anymore.
Right.
And it's not like I'm selling bootlegs. It's not like I'm making Archie comics up in my basement. It's not like these are legitimate, obviously, Archie comics that were on the newsstand available to anybody back in 1974. It's crazy. It kind of ties into another video we did back a couple of weeks ago where I was imploring eBay to please, you're asking these questions in a survey. Let us know what your plans are, because a lot of people have listed a lot of stuff on the assumption that things aren't going to change.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they change. Well, now I've got all these Archie comics. Short of finding a sucker, which somebody I know found, what do you suggest I do with them?
If it were me, I would lot them by titles, by years, however, just get them in 25 to 50 comic lots, and
which ties into yet another episode that we did in the past, and that's what's the one problem with selling comic books as far as in lots? They can't go media mail.
Oh, that's true.
That's the problem as far as that goes. And so I kind of was thinking the same line you're thinking. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to sort them out. And I've begun to sort them. I hadn't really sorted a lot of the comics yet. But I'm going to sort them out and see how many Archies I have. And then probably lot them by title if indeed I can no longer list. Now, common sense would tell you that Archie shouldn't be worried about a 1965 comic book, because it's not like I'm cutting into their sales by selling a 1965 comic book.
Right.
They're not producing them anymore. They don't have a backlog of them. I'm not. In fact, if anything, I'm helping, because I'm selling these comics and hopefully somebody's buying them for their kids and their kids get into Archie.
Sure.
That kind of thing. I could see them putting a ban on, okay, anything made from 2021 on, you can no longer list on there because we want our exclusivity, et cetera, et cetera. That would make some level of sense. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it makes some level of sense. But to ban things back to the 1960s and 50s is just absolutely crazy.
How about the little digest ones?
I believe those, everything put out by Archie. Which, guess what else I did buy at the flea market? You're never going to guess this one.
What's that?
A big box of Archie Digests. Of course I did, because obviously I'm the last one to know that you can no longer sell Archie, and everybody's selling them to me cheap. I'm going to be leaving a lot of money on the table selling them via eBay in lots. However, I'm also going to be getting my money out of them a lot quicker. Because you know as well as I do, Amazon is a very, very slow process to sell the things. It's very quick to list, very slow to sell. This morning I sold a comic book, Wetworks, #1. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I listed it in 2009. It took 11 years to sell that, but I got my $3. I knew what I was doing. So on the one hand, I'm going to be giving up long-term more money. On the other hand, I know what I paid for the comics. I'll be able to flip them at a slight profit and get rid of them. Probably what I'll end up doing is either figuring out how many can go first class or figuring out how many can go in like a regional rate A box or a flat rate box, making the boxes that size.
Good idea, yeah.
And just saying, okay, and I don't know, I haven't figured them out yet, but okay, 25 comics in a lot can go this way.
Right.
And just making lots of 25 and getting rid of them. So although we've both been doing very, very well getting these large collections, it just stinks sometimes when something or other like this comes down.
Well, what's next? You never know who else. What if they did Batman or
There actually are rumors that DC Comics may be next. There are those rumors out there. Hopefully that's wrong. And again, I don't see how DC can. Well, it's supposed to be on eBay, as a matter of fact, with the DC
really?
Comics.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the rumor out there.
Crazy.
I don't see how my selling, Super Friends comics from 1977 affects DC in any manner at this point.
Right.
But who knows? Who knows where things might be going? Obviously, the comic market is hot right now, but it's also being shaken up with these various things.
Crazy.
But enough about my woes. just for the people out there that watch this and check out our auctions, what kind of deals do you have coming in? Just so if somebody's interested, they can look at these various things.
Let's see. We just scored a huge toy deal, a whole house worth pretty much from the 80s and 90s, a lot of unopened stuff, lots of figures and so forth, ships, play sets. We're still in the process of cleaning it out in the next couple weeks.
Like what kind of lines?
You name it, Star Wars, He-Man, Transformers. It was actually a past customer of mine. He passed away, and his aunt contacted me, and she's now next of kin. She has a whole estate, so she's got to get out of the house because the tenant wants to clear it out. So we're helping her clear out and buy the stuff from her as well. So, yeah. And then next week we got 3. We got a North Carolina Turn of the Century magazine deal. I have a Brooklyn City.
Now the North Carolina deal, from what you've shown me the pictures of, it's actually very good stuff in that it's early hunting and fishing magazines primarily.
Really nice. Turn of the Century, real clean stuff too. Then we got Brooklyn and New York City there, big fashion collection. And then there's a gentleman in Sodus that's got a huge Hot Wheels collection.
Oh, wow. Red lines or?
He does have some red lines.
Red lines, yeah.
So it's 35 tubs or 40 tubs. Oh. It's like 4,000 pieces that his brother collected, and he passed away as well. So I think those are going to be delivered, thank God. A lot of traveling lately. So.
Yep, so, and me, got a lot of Archie comics sitting in my living room.
Nice.
But, so, it's just amazing the things that are out there, amazing the things that are coming our way, and I'm thinking next time you want to wholesale something out to me, I may hold off 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, you just make the offer 4 weeks in advance instead of 2 weeks before eBay tells us things or Amazon tells us things. All right, so we'll be seeing you next video.
Take care. Bye bye.